I'm Kosta from Ford Know-How, and today we're going to be looking at Next Gen Ranger Wildtrak, a full interior inch by inch. Starting off with the inside of the door. The stitching on the Wildtrak has kept to the traditional orange look from the previous Wildtraks. The interior has now got mood lighting, which sits just underneath the stitching and can be changed from the interior settings of the vehicle. The door handles are integrated into the grab handle, so this grab handle now does both. It allows you to close the door and it allows you to latch and unlatch the door. The electric window console is fitted with the electric mirror console with fold back functions and fully adjustable electric mirrors. There is also another dash control console that sits just underneath here. That allows you to control the height of the headlights. It allows you to control the bright and dim functionality of the dash. Really useful for allowing you to dim the interior cabin lights of the car. The lights are also controlled from this panel. Your fog lights, your headlights, as well as your electric roller shutter button is also located down here on this console. So pretty dynamic and useful console down there. Moving to the steering wheel. The steering wheel is a leather finish steering wheel on the Wildtrak with its now signature stitching all the way through here, just giving that extra bit of character. You also have what I really like is again that whole dynamic colors that you see on the front bar, on the side steps. They're actually transferred onto the steering wheel as well, and you get that same glossy aluminium finish as well as the piano black finish on the steering wheel. The combination of the two really work well together, and they come in as a signature from the exterior styling. On this side, you got your onboard computers, as well as your telephone system and your menu controls are all on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel are your voice commands, your volume, and your active cruise control. Electric brake controller gets its own integrated little control unit that sits just over here. The 8-inch display that sits just in front here is digital, and it looks to be fully digital, but the truth is the two side sections are still analog, and they've got the traditional look and feel of F-150. The full functionality of these digital displays is breathtaking, and the truth is we're going to be covering them in more detail in a future video. It would just be too much to cover off on all today. Moving on to the 12-inch display, a lot of talk around this display, a lot of hype in the media around it, and really it has not disappointed. It's a full digital display. The functionality that it comes with is stunning. I do want to point out a couple of things about the display. The first one is that you've got access to a full digital owner's manual through this console, and the other one is this dark mode that I've got it set on right now, which just makes it look really classy, but at the same time, if you're ever driving long distances at night, this will ensure that the screen doesn't tire you out while you're driving. The design aspect of these vents is another one of those places where Ford has brought the exterior styling into the cabin, and if you look closely at these vents, it is an unmistakable take on the front grille. Really useful is that Ford has left these traditional analog controls just over here. They allow you to adjust temperature, volume, fan speeds, and your hazard warning lights. For me, what's really great about the fact that they've left some of these analog controls in here is that the digital buttons do become a little bit more difficult to use while you're driving, and it becomes super useful to be able to just run your finger across a traditional analog controller like this, because it allows you to keep your eye on the road and you don't have to pay attention to where it is on the screen that you're pressing. And the last thing I want to mention about this screen in this video is the wireless Apple CarPlay Android Auto. You can still hardwire into the system if you want to, but the wireless functionality still gives you all the functions that you've come to enjoy with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This console down here is really exciting as well. It's got wireless charging with a really nice grippy surface which will hold your phone in place. Also, the way they've designed it, the phone actually slides into the top there and creates a natural clamp so that your phone doesn't roll around while you're driving. Right next to it, another useful little storage space, and my favorites on top there is the USB and USB-C, which has become a must-have now in modern vehicles, as all the technology now is starting to use USB-C. So this Wildtrak gets the newly designed e-shifter, which once you get to understand it and start using it, it feels more like a mouse on a computer. Very intuitive, very easy to use, and dynamic control. It's also got the plus and minus gears to be able to change gears just using your thumb while you're driving. Your drive modes from 2 high to 4 high to 4 low can be adjusted using this controller over here. And again, I love that they've used the piano black finish as well as the same type of grippy feel that they've used on these dials have been translated onto this controller as well. So again, continuity in the details. And then this is your self park button, electronic stability control, and your front camera button. The car's fitted with 2 glove boxes, your traditional one, what you've come to expect, that's also lockable. You've got this little storage space here with a non-slip grippy material, so that if you do put something, and it's also got a really cool lip that will stop things from coming this way. It's also slanted downwards so that things don't come out. And right over here, you can press this button and you can release another glove box, which gives you even more storage space. And let's not forget that really functional cup holder, which pops out, is spring loaded, so it allows a variety of different size cups to be gripped in there and can just clip away. It's strategically positioned right by the vent so that it can heat or cool your drink. Wildtrak logo on the front dash and on the seat in the traditional Wildtrak orange, which I love. Your rear view mirror is self-dimming. It no longer has a traditional switch that changes over. It detects light coming into the mirror and automatically dims. One of my personal bugbears about the old Rangers was that the steering was only height adjustable and not telescopic, and so that question has been properly answered by Ford this time around. Moving to the back of the vehicle, I have moved these seats all the way forward just to give you better visibility of the rear of the cabin, but there is a lot of room here. Even when I've adjusted this to my personal driving position, I can still fit comfortably in the back of the vehicle. Looking at the seats, they do have little storage compartments over here and a little lever over there that you just pull and effortlessly lift this rear seat so that you can access some very clever storage compartments. There's actually 2, one on this side and one on that side. In addition, on that side, you also have your tools, which are nicely strapped in here. They're not going to move around and they're also not going to rattle or make any kind of noises because they're all encased in this very high quality toolbox. This also has a lever here actually that folds down and allows you to access the jack that sits at the back here. And it also has ISOFIX points, so this is where you would attach a rear child seat onto these ISOFIX points, one there and one there. The 3-point seat belt is also cleverly designed to come up and down with the seat and not impair your ability to access any of the areas at the back here. In the center we have the 3 rear head restraints, and we also have this rear armrest with cup holders. Moving to the center console of the Wildtrak, we have the rear air vents. Again, the same styling that's evident in the front air vents has been transferred to the rear air vents, and we also have a USB and USB-C charge point. Looking at the top of the cabin, it's got its own cabin light in the center, and it's also got its own coat hooks, one over there, and grab handles on both sides. It's also got grab handles over here for climbing in and out of the vehicle. Stay tuned for more Ford know-how videos, and if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below.